Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To honorable person, Mr. Dr. Kaharuddin, SIP MHUM, and all of you guys whenever you're watching this video. My name is Nurul Fatimah Azzahra. I'm from English Education Department, Class A of 2023, Tarbiyah and Teaching Science, Faculty of Alauddin State, Islamic University of Makassar. So in this video, I will answer the question about material suprasegmental sounds. So the first question is, to the best of your knowledge, is having good pronunciations important in English? Why? Explain your position with reasons and support your answer using at least one theory. So my answer is, among the various reasons good pronunciation is in English is important for several. So A is clarity and comprehension. Guarantees that the audience gets your precise message, thus no misunderstanding happen. B is credibility and professionalism. Adds color to your professional image and competence that is needed at work. And C is social integration. Non-native speakers can become part of the English-speaking circle that in turn reflects in social barriers. D is reduced cognitive load. Allows for the listeners to pay attention to the message, meaning not the hard work of getting the unclear speech. E is confidence in communication. Speaking with unstoppable confidence. As a result, more successful interaction will take place. The intelligibility principle by Jennifer Jenkins brings out the importance of mutual intelligibility in international communication, focusing on the following pronunciation areas such as consonant sounds, consonant cluster simplification, vowel length distinction, and nuclear stress. This idea expresses the fact that clear communication is of greater importance than having a native accent. So, the second question, in relation to question 1, what should learners of English do in order to have good pronunciations? Explain your answer in detail and support it with a theory as well. So, my answer is, to develop good pronunciations in English, learners should consider the following strategies. First is focused listening. Actively listen to native speakers, noting stress patterns, intonations, and sound productions. 2 is phonetic awareness training. Study the international phonetic alphabet and practice English phonemics. And 3 is prosodic feature practice. Focus on stress, rhythm, and intonation for natural sounding speech. 4th is minimal pair exercise. Practice with words dividing by one sound. For example, is sheep and sheep, sheep and sheep, to improve sound discrimination. 5th is recording and self-assessment. Record and compare your speech to a native speaker to identify improvement areas. 6 is tongue twister and drills. Use this to improve your articulation and fluency. 7th is shadowing techniques. Mimic native speaker pronunciation, stress, and intonation. And 8th is seek feedback. Get regular feedback from teachers or native speakers. 9th is use pronunciation apps. Utilize digital tools for visual feedback on pronunciations. And 10 is focus on problematic sounds. Practice challenging sounds intensively. The noticing hypothesis by Richard Smith support these strategies. It emphasizes that learners must consequently notice language features to acquire them, aligning with focused listening and phonemic awareness training. Explicit instruction, feedback, and self-assessment help learners become aware of their pronunciation gaps and improve effectively. Third question, do you agree with saying that segmental and suprasegmental are different? If yes, explain why and what are the difference? So my answer is yes. I agree that segmental and suprasegmental features are different aspects of pronunciation. So why? Segmental feature refer to individual speech sound uh, or phonemes that make up words. These include consonant, vowel, and diphthongs. Suprasegmental features, on the other hand, are elements of speech that extend over more than one sound segment. These include stress, word and sentence level, intonation, pitch patterns, and rhythm, tone in tonal language, and juncture, words boundaries. So the key difference is one is scope. Segmental focus on individual sound and suprasegmental extend across multiple sound syllables or words. Two is function. Segmental is primarily distinguish word meanings, and suprasegmental convey additional meaning, emotion, and speaker attitude. Three is perceptions. Segmental often is easier for learners to perceive and reproduce. Suprasegmental can be more challenging for learners to identify and master. Fourth is impact on intelligibility. Segmental is important for word-level understanding, and suprasegmental crucial for overall message comprehension and natural-sounding speech. Fifth is teaching approach. Segmental often taught through minimal pairs and isolated sound practice, and suprasegmental typically taught through longer utterance and discourse level practice. To support my explanation, we can consider the prosody pyramid models proposed by Judy B. Gilbert. This theory provides a framework for understanding the hierarchy of pronunciation features and their importance in communication. The prosody pyramid has four levels. One is thought group, two is focus word, three is stress, and fourth is peak syllable. This model emphasizes the importance of suprasegmental features, level 1 until 3, in conveying meaning, with segmental features represented by the peak syllable at the base, serving as the foundation. Gilbert argues that suprasegmental features, particularly rhythm and intonation, play a crucial role in guiding the listener's attention and facilitating comprehension. According to this model, learners should focus on mastering this higher level feature to improve their overall intelligibility and communicative effectiveness. The prosody pyramid support the distinction between segmental and suprasegmental feature by one is highlighting their different roles in communication, two is suggesting a hierarchy of importance, three is illustrating the interconnected nature of pronunciation features, Fourth is providing a framework for technicing pronunciation. So, in conclusion, while segmental and suprasegmental features are both essential components of pronunciation, they differ significantly in their scope, function, and impact on communication. The prosody pyramid model provides a theoretical framework that not only supports this distinction but also offers insights into the relative importance of this feature in effective communication. Fourth question. What do you think of this statement? English pronunciation is very different from Indonesian pronunciations. To the best of your knowledge, what are the differences? My answer is the statement is absolutely correct. English pronunciation and Indonesian pronunciations are different significantly due to their underlying phonological system. So, the breakdown of the key differences is vowel sound. Number. English has many more vowel sounds, around 12, compared to Indonesian, around 7. This means English words have a wider range of vowel qualities, like the difference between A in cat and A in cake. Stress. English relies heavily on stress placement to change word meaning. For example, record as a noun is stressed on the first syllable, while record as a verb is stressed on the second. Indonesian stress is predictable and doesn't affect meaning. Silent letters. English has many silent letters that aren't pronounced, while Indonesian pronunciation is generally more consistent with what's written. Consonant clusters. English sound allows for consonant cluster at the beginning of and of word, think strands or acts, which are uncommon in Indonesian. And phonological theory. The theory of phonemes explains these differences. Phonemes are the smallest units of sound that distinguish meaning in language. Since English and Indonesian have different sets of phonemes, they have distinct sound inventories and pronunciation rules. Fifth question is, what do you know of suprasegmental sound? Explain your answer in detail and support it with a theory as well. So, suprasegmental sound, also known as prosody, are fascinating aspects of spoken language. They are features that go beyond individual sound segments and affect larger units like syllables, words, and sentences. Unlike consonant and vowels, which are discrete units, suprasegmental influence how we speak with melody, rhythm, and timing. So suprasegmental sound have key feature stress. This refers to the emphasis placed on certain syllables within a word. Stress can change the meaning of a word in English, like present a gift versus present to be in attendance. Intonation. This is the variation in pitch of our voice throughout an utterance. It conveys a range of emotion, surprise, anger, happiness, and grammatical function, statement versus question. Rhythm. This is the pattern of stressed and unstressed syllables in speech. Different languages have distinct rhythm patterns. English relies on stress-themed rhythm, where the time between stressed syllables is roughly equal, regardless of the number of unstressed syllables in between. The prosodic hierarchy theory. This theory proposes a hierarchy for how prosodic features are organized in speech. At the top level, we have intonation, which governs overall pitch variation. Intonation can be further broken down into smaller pitch units called tone groups, which are often associated as with phrases. So, within a tone group, stress used to highlight specific words or syllables. Suprasegmental are crucial for conveying meaning in spoken English. Consider the sentence, "You did that?" Depending on the intonation, it could be a genuine question, a surprise statement, or even a sarcastic remark. Mastering suprasegmental can be challenging for learners of English, especially those coming from languages with different prosodic systems. However, focusing on this feature can be significantly improve fluency and comprehension. And the last question is, do you think that suprasegmental sounds are problematic to Indonesian learners of English? How do you explain the problems? So, my answer is, suprasegmental features of English such as stress, intonation, and rhythm are problematic for Indonesian learners due to differences between the prosodic system of the two languages. These differences cause issues like misunderstanding emphasis, incorrect stress placement, difficulty understanding connected speech, and miscommunication due to wrong intonation. Speech Learning Models by James Emil Fleich explain these challenges. One is phonetic similarity. Similar but not identical L2 sounds are harder to learn. English stress and intonation are used differently in Indonesians, making them difficult to master. Two is category formation. Learners must form new categories for L2 sound that differ from L1. Indonesian learners struggle to form new categories for English stress and intonation. 3 is age of learning. The ability to form new phonetic categories decreases with age, making it harder for adult learners to acquire English suprasegmentals. Fourth is perception precedes production. Accurate perception of L2 sound is necessary for correct production. Indonesian learners may struggle with English suprasegmentals due to difficulty perceiving differences. Fifth is phonetic system restructuring. Proficiency in L2 requires restructuring in the phonetic system, challenging for suprasegmental features as in-demands reorganizing rhythm, stress, and intonation. Effective teaching should focus on explicit instruction in perceiving prosodic differences. Extensive listening practice, targeted production practice, and early introduction of suprasegmental features. Effective teaching should focus on explicit instruction in perceiving prosodic differences. Extensive listening practice, targeted production practice, and early introduction of suprasegmental feature. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching this video, and I apologize if there are grammatically mistakes. Thank you for watching this video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.